Good morning, everyone. Good morning again. This is another sunrise in Spain. This is the Mediterranean. How peaceful it is. Probably just hear you could probably just hear the sea. Morning, Gaynor. Good morning, Caroline. This morning, I'm going to talk. It's the 7th rite, and it's the rite of leadership. Christine, how are you? Hello. Good morning. They say in Wales, Bore da. Bore da is Welsh for good morning. Bore da from Spain, or Buenos Dias, if I'm talking in Spanish. You might think I'm multilingual. I'm not. I just know a few words. It helps me get by. Hello. Good morning, Gaynor. This morning, as you know, I've written a book, and I'm going to be doing some bits and pieces around the rites, the 8 rites, the rites that I've found over my life. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, afternoon here in Sydney, Australia. Hope you're having a wonderful day in Sydney, Australia. The rites are the things that I'm talking about is like the rite of awakening, the rite of embodiment. And in many ways, what I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to strip away a lot of the things I thought I had to be. And I moved, as you know, the story's now becoming pretty consistent that, I moved out of the corporate world in 2014. I've been with Spirit since I was a boy. And I started really teaching in, I think I worked it out in 1995. Which is, must have only been 6. I wish. But in 2014, I dropped the corporate mask and then took up spirituality, and it was amazing. I loved it. But what I've been thinking about in the last 12 months is I've just put another mask on. I put the mask of performance. I put the mask of, I still wasn't being 100% me. And the reason for that was I felt that if you were spiritual, you couldn't be human. And if you were human, you couldn't be spiritual. And these two things conflict. But this rite is the rite of leadership. And the sun is, as you can see, is just rising. The horizon is shifting. The first light is pushing away the night. And that feels like the perfect backdrop for me talking today about the rite of leadership. We've walked through awakening, embodiment, struggle, choice, silence, and service. And now we arrive right here at the rite of leadership. And for me, leadership in this path is not what the world usually tells us it is. It's not about standing above others. It's about not having all the answers. It's about walking beside people in truth, vulnerability, and presence. And let me start with this. Real leadership isn't being the one who knows the way. It's being the one who dares to walk the way, openly, honestly, and beside ourselves. The rite of leadership is about stepping off the pedestal. And as I was saying, for years, I've thought leadership meant being in control, having vision, never showing weakness. But you see, true leadership isn't about performance, it's about permission. And when you live real, messy, integrated, whole, you give others to do the same. In the old, for me anyway, the old model of leadership, the leader stands above. We know this, don't we? They say, follow me, I know the way. They project certainty, they project polish, they project answers. But the cost of that model is distance. Good morning, Lucy. Leaders become untouchable. And when they fall, everyone they were leading feels betrayed. For me, the new model, the Rite of Leadership, says something very different. Walk with me. I don't have all the answers, but I'll share the road. I'll be real with you. I'll admit my questions. I'll lead through truth, not through performance. The world doesn't need more perfect leaders. It needs honest ones. Let me be honest about my journey. In my corporate life, I led teams. I was respected. I was successful. But I was always performing. I had my spiritual side. I hid it because it didn't fit. And I moved into the spiritual teaching, and you think I was finally there, free. But guess what? I just built a new mask. I became the teacher, the one with the answers, the guy on the stage, the guy that had it all together. It looked like leadership, but it was still performance. And it was exhausting. But the breakthrough came when I started admitting the truth, saying things like, I meditated for an hour this morning and I lost my temper over breakfast. I taught a beautiful workshop yesterday and I can't find my keys. And instead of losing credibility, people leaned in, they said, thank you. I thought I was the only one. That's when I realized real leadership doesn't create distance, it creates connection. Leadership as integration is made visible. Leaders in the spiral is simply this. Make your integration visible. And when you live both and, human and spiritual, strong and fragile, wise and still learning, you show others it's possible. Every time you live integrated, you're not just leading yourself, you're leading others into this wholeness too. And let's be real. Let's be honest. Again, most of us are afraid of leadership. We think, who am I to lead? We think, I'm still struggling myself. We think, I'm not qualified. But here's the truth. You don't lead because you're perfect. You don't lead because you're finished. You lead because you're willing to be real in front of others. Authenticity, exactly, Lucy. And leadership is not about arriving, it's about walking. Leadership isn't about having it all figured out. It's about having the courage to be seen while you're figuring it out. And look at that sunrise. This morning it is pretty bloody beautiful and pretty perfect again, but it doesn't rise perfectly. Some days it's hidden behind clouds. Some mornings it's blazing and clear. But it does one thing. It always rises. And that's leadership, not being flawless. Just showing up again and again and again and again and again. And the Rite of Leadership asks you to release the burden. Release the burden of trying to know everything. To admit our humanity. To share our questions as much as our answers. And when you say, I don't know, but let's explore it together, you're leading. When you say, I've struggled here too, you're leading. When you say this is who I am, unpolished but present, you're leading. Authentic authority is not built on having all the answers. It's about, and being built on, daring to live your questions openly. And false leadership as performance costs us. It costs leaders their humanity, it costs communities their trust, it costs everyone connection. When leaders pretend to be perfect, the people following feel like failures when they can't measure up. But when leaders are real, the people follow feeling hope. When leaders hide their cracks, people feel shame. When leaders show their cracks, people feel human. And if you remember yesterday's Rite of Service, leadership is simply service made visible. Service is sharing your scars with one person. Leadership is sharing your scars with the world. They're the same medicine, they're just different scales. Leadership is not just surface plus perfection, it's service plus presence. So how do we practice the Rite of Leadership in daily life? Well, first of all, step off the pedestal. Notice when people are putting you above them and gently step down. And admit your questions. Say out loud the things you don't know yet. And just get some model integration by the same person in there. Be the same person in every room. Be human and spiritual together. Be you. Lead from the beside. Ask, how can I walk with you instead of follow me? And show your scars. Let your wounds be visible so others know they're not alone. And as I said, I don't think the world needs leaders who are above us. It needs leaders who want to walk beside us. And we understand that our questions are as powerful as your answers, if you live them openly. Humility, another great word, Lucy. And true leadership doesn't create distance, it creates connection. And the sunrise doesn't apologize for being partly hidden behind clouds. It rises anyway. That's leadership. Now I want us to do a little meditation. And if wherever you are, find a comfortable space. Just feel your feet on the earth. The same earth that we all feel. The same earth that holds us steady. And just take a breath with me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now notice the light of the sunrise. See how it stretches slowly but surely across the land. And let that light be a mirror for your own leadership. Not perfect, not polished, but rising anyway. And just say to yourself, I don't need to be perfect to lead. I don't need all the answers to guide. I'm allowed to lead through presence, through honesty, through scars. I do not need to be perfect to lead. I do not need all the answers to lead. I am allowed to lead through presence, through honesty, and through scars. Let's close our eyes. Let's take 3 nice deep breaths. Let's breathe in. And with each exhale, release the burden of perfection. With each inhale, receive the authority of authenticity. Breathe in authenticity, exhale the burden of perfection. Breathe in authenticity, release the burden of perfection as you breathe out. And just say to yourself, I lead through presence, not performance. I lead through presence, not performance. I lead through truth, not perfection. I lead through truth, not perfection. And I lead by walking beside. I lead by walking beside. And just sit with the energy of the sunrise. As the Spanish nation slowly awakes, the beautiful smell of bread again is taking place. The baker leads with consistency. His bread isn't perfect, but it's consistent. It's authentic, it's real, it's true. It turns up every morning. Hello. Good morning. Again, I'm real. I'm tired. A bit rude, wasn't it? My wife forgot my shaver. Well, I say my wife forgot my shaver. I forgot my shaver. But I blame the wife. I said, "Where's my shaver? You didn't bring it." No, I know I didn't. Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's a beautiful morning here, and just wanted to spend some time with you. And it's about consistency, and could have laid there in bed this morning again and gone, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow." But I wanted to get over the next 3 days. I wanted to do this. I've actually forgot my selfie stick as well. Oh, my wife forgot my selfie stick. Where's my selfie stick? You didn't bring it. Oh, yeah, okay. You can see the common theme here, can you? But so I'm holding it myself in my hand, and my hand starts to hurt after a period of time. But through the pain, I deliver these powerful messages. No, I don't. I just turn up and show you warts and all and the truth that I've walked. But all I want you to do, and I'm still trying it, I'm still trying to get there. I'm walking beside you. I'm not walking above you. I'm still trying to get there as well, is that a happy, balanced spiritual life, because I do believe that, it is funny, Lucy and Caroline, but I believe I did a man's pack, Tina. Oh my God, you were in the room when it started. Typical man is what I had. I was the one rushing to the airport, by the way. She was already over here. She had the time to pack. I was rushing. I was coming from a football match. It's my excuse anyway. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, it was a man's pack. That's what she says. She always says I man look as well. Because I'm looking for something I can't find. And then she goes, "Are you man looking again?" And I'm like, about 30 seconds later, "Here it is." And she pushes it into your chest, whatever it is. "Oh, where was that?" "Where I told you." "Oh, yeah. Okay." But anyway, see, I'm authentic, not real. When I'm real, I'm not perfect. But no, I wanted to get up this morning, and I'm going to flip the camera back around a second, because this is much more beautiful than me. I wanted to get up again this morning and just, say hi and do the third rite. And I hope that, again, even if one person's watching this today, realizes that, we can make a difference in our lives, and we can make a difference in the world. And it's not about being human or spiritual. It's about being spiritually human. And that's the key for me, because you can do both. And in times you should do both, I believe, because you are here to have this human experience. We're coming here, whenever you come here. I came here in 1973. And there was a full-on human existence going on. So I'm here to be in the noise. I'm here to be in the ups and the downs and the ins and the outs. And as we know, everything that's happened to us has actually happened for us, as we walk this path to enlightenment, to get to the end by achieving these things, to say, listen, I'm when I leave here, I'm being the authentic me. You came in the authentic you. Can you leave the authentic you? Big question. And today was the Rite of Leadership. Leadership is not about image, it's about integrity. I think this is the quote that I liked the most when I wrote it, was when you show up whole, you lead others into their wholeness. What does showing up whole mean? Showing up whole means you don't bring all of the performance, you don't bring all of the pizzazz, all of that sort of stuff. You turn up as you and say, hi, how are you? Having a good day. I'm going to have a wonderful day, because in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to walk to the beach and I'm going to turn left and I'm going to go to a place called Mil Palmeres, which is a stunning place. And I'm going to spend the whole day on the beach, because although I've been here on a holiday this week, I've been, the first part, I've been doing quite a bit of work. So today is really my first official day of doing nothing. So I hope I can enjoy it. And Tina, thank you for joining me. Caroline, thank you for joining me. Lucy, thank you for joining me. Gaynor, thank you for joining me. Think about how you're going to turn up today and turn up in the Rite of Leadership. And when you're with somebody today, if you're leading or you're giving them some advice, do it from the side of them. Walk by the side of them. Don't create distance. Create connection. Whatever you're doing today, have a blessed one. Be grateful for the things that we have in our lives and for the moments that we share. As always, be love and give love. God bless you. Great to see you. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye-bye.